So yeah, so it was good, and then my second year, that was a good time, and finished up my classes and lived with great people, and I still talk to my roommate. She was actually on the basketball team at Coastal, and so I still talk to her today.
What's that like living on the dorms, living in the dorms there when you're a local,
Well, living on the dorms, I go to the roof and I live.
right?
Um, Living there as a local, yes. So, I mean, having like family like right down the road, like that was nice. Seeing them periodically, but also just getting the experience. And I remember I would tell people I'm so glad that I live here because from early college to my house was like 25 minutes because it was Merle's Inlet to Conway. So it was like a ways. And so I had to drive. And then, but whenever I got to Coastal, I just walked to class and it was great. So that was really fun. So yeah, I would say just, yeah, having my family there. I remember my mom and grandma made spaghetti for my roommates, my like second year, senior year. That was also tough to explain to people as well, but they understood. So,
That's awesome. All right, so you finish up at Coastal. Then what's next?
well, it was either 14 hours away from South Carolina or nine. And I chose the 9 hour route in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at the
Roll
University of
Tide.
Alabama. Yes, roll tide roll. And that was an experience for sure. One that I learned many lessons from. One that I had to persevere through for sure. But in the end, it was good and it was worth it to walk across that stage because it was not an easy time at all.
And the graduate school thing is going to be kind of interesting, right, in your story, because I mean, so far you've kind of been staying close to home.
Yes.
And Tuscaloosa's, for those not geographically with it, I mean, that's almost in Mississippi.
Yes. Yeah.
It's on the far side. How did you go about really cultivating that independence? Because you're a long way from home.
Yes. Yeah. I mean that's a really good point, and um, I think just talking with my family, and then also just having good roommates. I mean, I still talk to both of the roommates that I had there today, and yeah, I think just them really having my back because I mean it was just me grinding out like all the time, and I just remember like truthfully just being transparent, like crying on the couch, like I can't do this. Like it was rough. Um and yeah, I think just finding the community with Bama Catholic there and just keeping my faith and just me being me and me being a people person of just going out and finding those friends and connections to have the independence. And then my professor, Dr. Clark, she really had my back as well.
No, I love a lot of what you said there. A lot of people don't understand the grind of grad school. The intensity with grad school is so much greater than on the undergrad side because you're
Mhm.
so focused on stuff and the expectation, obviously, so much higher. Uh, that can be a real big challenge.
And
You
in a
mentioned,
year. So,
right, everything's condensed and
mhm.
yeah. Uh, and you have that network, the support network. And a lot of people kind of struggle with that idea that, oh, my family's my support network. Well, sometimes family's a long way away. They wish they could help. Obviously, you wish you could get their support, but you're a long way away. So it comes down to professors and friends and roommates and classmates and
Yes.
all the people you come across in your journey. That's cool.
Hmm.
You mentioned faith as well, uh, and finding that avenue, finding that connection, which is always important.
Yes.
All right, so you graduate there in Titletown, Tuscaloosa, uh, and then you're coming back to the Palmetto State, right?
Hmm. That was a wild experience. Went from February to August trying to find a job, 56 interviews or 56 applications, 13 interviews, one job or one like two got I got offered twice, declined one, and then obviously accepted the one at the Citadel. So yeah, that was August 5th I accepted, August 6th I graduated. I mean, it was
Oh,
it was insane. I was jumping
I,
up and down, ecstatic.
I bet. And the job market and what you want to do is super tight, I imagine.
Yes.
Uh, And so how do you deal with all of that? I mean, that's not a ton of interviews. Uh, that's
Hmm.
a lot of applications.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to keep applying and trying and don't ever give up. Yeah, it's a lot, but in the end, it will pay off. And I
Yep.
saw that in the next step that I took too. As long that one door, and people told me that, like the people from like the high school, whenever I job shadowed, they were like, if your first job, that job is going to be the one that opens the door for a lot of jobs coming your way. So, which is
Good
true.
advice. Very good advice. So you say yes to the Citadel back in the Palmetto State down in
Yes.
Charleston.
Hmm.
What's that like?
It's good. Not what I expected at first, but I had to persevere through that too. And yeah, that it was rough at times. And yeah, I think grad school really helped me build my character of just pushing through and persevering. Like, for example, there was one time where there was like no audio for like the beginning of the soccer game, and I mean, it's just me running the whole thing. I'm doing, trying to direct and produce and make sure the graphics op knows what they're doing and the replay, but there's like no audio and there's no backup. So what do? Well, I just tell someone to step in and direct, and then, we're down to graphics or whatever. And I mean, I got it up within like I think the second half or something of soccer. And in Bristol, I called back and they told me that everyone was cheering for me in Bristol because they knew that I was like struggling with that and trying to get it, and I didn't give up. And in that moment, I just remembered back to grad school. And truthfully, I mean, if you really think about it, going back to early college as well, of just having to push through, and I mean, especially with your class in biology and history and all of that, and geometry as well. So, yeah.
Push through. That's all you can do. And that's funny they're cheering you on because I'm sure a lot of them have similar stories where they're
Hmm.
like, well, there was something, and we know just how hard that is. Uh,
Yes.
so hats off to you on that. Uh, Citadel, good experience. You're young in the profession, you're young in the industry. Where are you now?
I'm at Duke University, the Duke Athletics.
What are you doing with Duke?
I am their assistant director of video board operations. So I run the video boards for football, basketball, volleyball, softball. So football, I produce. Men's basketball, I produce. Women's basketball, I direct. Softball and volleyball, I'm just putting the all the graphics and stuff in. I do all that with football too, but I have more of a role with football, basketball, than softball and volleyball on game days, at least.
That sounds really technical.
Yes, yes, I
Very,
have a whole
very
machine in front
technical.
of me.
Uh, do you enjoy it?
Yes, I do.
What's the
Yeah.
best part?
I would say the atmosphere of just my coworkers. I go in and I know that someone's going to say hi to me or say hello or just joke around, and we get the work done, but also we just have a great atmosphere of it all. And I think that's really what makes the job, because if you don't have that, you're going to not enjoy going to work.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
It's not good at all. And obviously, I'll have to send this video to Mr. Graham. Uh,
Hmm.
not the most enthusiastic Duke supporter, but it could lead to some interesting conversations.
I'll try to get him out to a game. I mean,
You
I can't
should.
do about basketball, but football, lacrosse, softball, I can get tickets any day.
You should. He's down in the Miami area, I think.
Hmm.
Uh,
His is the only interview I watched, actually. I haven't watched anyone else.
his is good. His is fun.
Hmm. Yes.
Uh, so obviously you have made the most of opportunity. That's kind of what I pick up on in this interview.
Hmm.
And the idea of having fortitude, that strength to just keep on.
Hmm.
And what advice would you give that senior who, our tech kids graduate like the day after tomorrow? So like the
Oh,
fourth. What advice do you give them? They have their minds made up. They think they know what they're going to do. What advice do you give them?
Well, for one, I would say have an open mind because you never know what path you're going to take. Like we said in the beginning of this interview, I was go hung on being in front of the camera and being a sportscaster, and that I wouldn't say it fell flat, but it just my perspective changed on things and just wanting to be more hands-on versus in front of the camera. So definitely just have an open mind and never give up. I mean, just take my grad school experience, for example, and just keep persevering, keep pushing through. And even though you have something set in your mind, like things can change and you never know what will happen later in life.
So true. Good advice. Mikayla Mosteller, class of 2019. Hang on the line for 2 seconds after I stop the recording.